All right, so I wanted to make this um, video um, like after emotions calm down, right, and he sleep, and I can get a moment to um, express myself. Just be dispositive and open. You know, um, yeah, like I taught at Temple for years, right, at the oddest schedules and lugging all this equipment and cleaning it up and cleaning the tables and putting the equipment back and going to Drexel and Penn and Temple Dental School, all this stuff for Temple, right? For $25 an hour, like not even a lot of money, right? $25 an hour for a college graduate, right? So anyway, to be disrespected and treated this way by Karen Craig and Temple University is um, it's disheartening, right? To teach there for years and put up with Karen's nastiness and attitudes and bipolar ways because, of course, she's the manager, right? So you can't help but feel that you are her subordinate because she wants you to know that you're her subordinate, right? She's controlling the schedule and the pay and what days she gives you, and oh, I'm taking you off the schedule, and oh, I moved you to this day. Like all this different shit that I put up with from Temple and, specifically Karen Craig, right? Because um, Miss Carter wasn't always her boss. She had a different boss. And so if I'm an independent instructor, I'm making my own prices, running my own business. But it says on the website, if you have a problem, call Karen, right? But I'm just getting cards from Karen. She doesn't control me. She doesn't control my teaching style. She doesn't control how much I charge my students, whether I refund them. None of that. None of that shit. That is my choice, how I want to run my private business. Just like she runs her own personal CPR company the way she wants to run it. That's her business. That's free for her to do. As long as I'm doing things that are consistent with the American Heart Association's mission, which I am, right? There's never been a student that said, I didn't give them a book, or I didn't teach them, or I didn't have the equipment, or I didn't have mouthpieces. Nothing like that. No one ever called and said, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's not teaching the right information. None of that shit. I've monitored other instructors. I've taught other instructors. Other instructors asked to sit in my courses to see how they can teach without the DVD. My degree is in learning and training. I'm a teacher. So this is like secondhand nature for this is easy. I can teach that shit in my sleep. Like that's not the point. Um, but as soon as I let her know that I was transferring to Abington's training center because of her calling me about, oh, a student said that you're taking too long to refund their money. Well, if they pay by Square and I issue them a refund, that may take 3, 4, 5, 6 days. I have no control over that. And I always send her proof like they've been refunded. It just takes a few days. It's out of my control. Right. So now when I go to transfer to Abington's training center, Abington calls me and says, okay, Karen put stuff in your file and we're unable to take you as an instructor right now based on what she put in your file. Right. But they went out of their way not to say what was in the file. I have no idea what was there because she went out of her way not to say it, and I didn't want to question her and put her in the middle of that. So I emailed Karen like, okay, what's in the file? Can I have a copy of the file? Can I see what you're talking about? Can I dispute what you're talking about? I never heard of a file. I never knew that you were documenting these incidents. Like nothing like that. Nothing at all. I was never told about that. Karen Craig cannot produce one email where she termed that email or titled that email as discipline or progressive discipline or remediation or counseling or you're going to be terminated or deactivated. Nothing like that. Unequivocally, I never got anything like that from Karen. I just think because her name was on there, we used to talk about this. So people would just reach out to her, hey, I'm looking for Raymond. He didn't answer my call. Well, my CPR company has its own phone and its own email address. Karen has my personal email address and my personal email. So, of course, she's going to be able to get me on the phone faster than them. In fact, it says on my voicemail, I may not answer this phone often, so you may want to email me, probably get a faster response. But if you choose to call me and leave a message, that's your choice. I may not get back to you quickly because I'm teaching all day. I'm a teacher, so I'm not able to leave my students and just walk away to take a CPR student's phone call. Like, I have a life. I don't teach CPR 24 hours a day, 7, 8. That's not my career. That's not my primary job. So the last conversation we had, it was very contentious, Karen and I. She used some derogatory terms and some curse words, and I wasn't even going to mention that because that's a distraction. I just wanted to leave Temple, go to another training center. That's it. I didn't want to deal with Karen, didn't want to argue with her. I didn't want to call the American Heart Association. I just wanted to move to the other training center and move on with my life, right? So I sent an email complaining about that to Karen's boss, Ms. Carter. I guess she's an assistant director of nursing education, or maybe she's a director. I don't know. I don't care about what her title is. And she never responded. That's number one. But two, there seems to be this theme there with supervisory level white people that get to do whatever they want to do. And of course, I'm calling Karen, which is white, her boss, who's white, the American Heart Association woman, who's white. So I'm calling all these white people. So of course, you're going to feel a little bit intimidated because you're talking to all these white people who seem to work together in deflecting the situation or not addressing Karen's behavior, right? So I notified the American Heart Association early October. I sent Karen several emails. I sent Ms. Carter several emails. I notified their human resource department. Tomorrow I'm going to notify the nursing board of what Karen's doing. So I'm letting people know exactly what's going on. And these are how these situations get out of hand, because when you are reporting someone, you're letting their superiors know what they're doing, and they still have a job, and they haven't been suspended or written up or called in for a conference or anything. That shows you that Temple University is biased towards their white supervisors. That's just what it is. I can't make this stuff up. That's exactly what it is. And that's clear by Ms. Carter not returning my email, not calling me back, not bringing me in to go over the file so I can dispute what's in there, so I can call the students. And like, these people are not complaining. They're not trying to complain. They're just saying, I'm trying to reach Raymond. I haven't been able to get him on the phone. Anytime she called me, I called them right away, that moment, rectify the situation, and it's over. So again, I've never been disciplined. I've never been written up. She's never sent me an email saying these are problems. Let's talk about things. Let's better you as a CPR instructor. Nothing, right? Just, hey, Ray, blah, 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 blah. Have a good day. So I'm thinking everything cool. So, unfortunately now I have to take it to another level, right? So I have a couple options. I called the American Heart Association. I've emailed them. That didn't work. I emailed Karen's boss. That didn't work. So next, it's either take them to court or start a PR campaign outside of Temple, letting the community know exactly what's going on there, right? So I let them know. I called Temple Police. I called the head of security. I called the building management people, and I said, next week on Monday or Tuesday, I will be outside of TASB, which is at 24th and Honey Park, or Stokely and Honey Park, 2450 West Honey Park. I will be out there protesting and letting the community members know exactly what Karen Craig has done, exactly what Miss Carter has done, or Chaudron Carter, whatever her name is, until a further extent of that, the American Heart Association. They've been absolutely unhelpful with this situation, right? So while I'm not making money teaching CPR, they're allowing Karen to do whatever she wants to do, right? Or they keep saying, oh, these policies, policies. Okay, what is the policy about discipline? Aren't you supposed to notify someone that that's called discipline, that interaction with them is titled discipline? Let them know that things are going in their file, how long it stays there. If you want to dispute, like, you have a right to face your accusers, I thought, in this country, right? You have a right to question the validity and the information that the person that's complaining is providing, right? So you can refute that information. But clearly, this is a systematic, anecdotal way for Temple to be punitive towards their staff and their instructors by just putting whatever you want in their file. I have no idea what it is. I've never been supplied a copy. I've never been told the names and emails of these persons. Nothing. Just, oh, it's in your file. Blah, blah, blah. That's it. Just, it's in your file. So I don't know. I don't know what to do at this point. But what I will do is seek out community support to bring the community into this situation, right? Let people know exactly what's going on in Temple. Like, I've been teaching there since like 2013, right? It's 2019. So all these years, I've been working there, teaching at the hospital, at the dental school, at Jeans, teaching for Karen's private company, lugging all this bullshit around in and out of the trunk, in and out of her basement, blah, blah. All this shit was fine. Now, all of a sudden, as soon as I email her that I'm going to Abington, all of a sudden it's, oh, this is in your file, there's a problem, right? So then I set the information to Penn, because you could, as an instructor, you could teach wherever you want. So I just want to let people know, because people were asking me to make this video, and people were asking for a follow-up to the emails that or Facebook posts that I provided, or that I posted. So that's the next step. The next step is going public with this, right? Because if you do things the appropriate way, documenting it, notifying people, sending emails, that hasn't worked, right? So now we have to take it to another level, right? And then maybe they'll understand that there's a problem, right? Maybe the senior management at Temple will address the situation, right? Because dealing with their nurses, Karen and Miss Carter, hasn't worked. So now I have to take it somewhere else, right? But it's hard not to feel disrespected. Like, it's hard not to feel like you're being slighted. Like I said, teaching her all these years, never been a problem. People rave about me. My benchmarks are well over 92, 93%, right? Because a lot of people don't even rate you, right? But of all the ratings, I'm well over the benchmark. I think the benchmark is 85%. So I'm well over 92, 93%. And yeah, so when they push you to this level where you have to go public with this stuff, it shows you, right? It's indicative that they are unwilling to do what's right, or make the situation right. All she had to do was send my file to the other place, have a good day, and I'll be out of her life, right? But Karen Craig Brangan from Ben Salem on Walnut Street caused this situation. This is what she wanted to do, right? So I have to take the appropriate actions. I'm not just going to lay down and take what she's doing, right? So, it is what it is. I'll definitely be there Monday morning. I've notified all the people at Temple that I need to notify. I will be out there passing out flyers, protesting, letting the community know exactly what Temple is doing, exactly what Temple has done to an alumni of the College of Education. Many dollars donated to them, volunteering hours, and so this is where we are. It's 2019, and there, racism and biases, they're still there. You know, doesn't matter where you live, what car you drive, how educated you are. Race and sexual orientation are still issues that we have to work through and fight for and advocate for, and it's gonna happen. So, like I said, I'll be there Monday. Public sidewalk. I'm allowed to be on the public sidewalk, and I'm just letting the community know exactly what Karen Craig is into, exactly what Karen Craig has done, and exactly what the American Heart Association hasn't done. And like I said, I'll be notifying the nursing board. I'll be notifying the Pennsylvania Department of EMS. So there's a lot that's going to be happening in the next couple of days, and again, it's unfortunate, right? Because I could just be somewhere else teaching, and they would never hear from me again, right? But they've chosen to deal with it in this way, and that's unfortunate.